Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. I have been out on a work trip and I just got back last night and I came home to this beauty and I knew I had to play with it right away and talk to you guys about it a little bit. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Artist Palette. This is a 12 eyeshadow palette of very, I want to say, like, not pops of color, but really defining colors. This isn't going to be probably your go-to, you know, eyeshadow palette that has a lot of warm browns or neutrals in it. This is something that I would definitely reach for if I'm looking for a little bit of a punch. There are 12 shades in this palette. There are matte shades, there are shimmer shades, ones that are a little bit more satin. I want to do some swatches and talk a little bit about these. I use them on my eyes. Today I used Dusty Rose, Aubergine, Baby I'm a Star, and Beige Lee, and I have to say that from just doing the swatches and things like that, the standouts from this palette would be, in my opinion, Beigely would be my number one, Orange You Fancy would be my number two, and Baby I'm a Star would probably be number three. There are other beautiful shades in this palette, of course, and I will show you the swatches. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of swatch them now live on camera so you can kind of see how they swatch. I am gonna prime my wrist with, this is just the Benefit Stay Flawless 15-hour primer. So the first color in the palette is Dusty Rose, and this is just a really pretty mid-tone mauve, and this is a matte shade, and I use this in the transition. I will say that I did have a little bit of trouble blending this, so I would make sure that your eyes are primed and you make sure to really set that with a powder. I felt like if I had any area on my eye that was a little bit stickier and not completely powdered, it did stick to that area and I did have to blend it out. So that was a little bit tricky to apply, so just keep that in mind. The next shade is Aubergine, and this is a darker matte kind of plum. And this also, same with Dusty Rose, beautiful. I used this in the crease today, but I did have a little bit of trouble just blending it out. It did cling a little bit and I did need to go through and blend, so keep that in mind as well. Anaconda is this really pretty green tone. I did not use this, but look at how gorgeous that color is. It applies really beautifully as well, so I definitely think this is also going to be a really great shade to use maybe all over the lid, maybe in the outer V, would be really beautiful. The next color in the palette is Punch Fuchsia, and this is a really bright kind of pinky, almost purple tone, and this one too, it is a satiny kind of shimmer finish, and this one is also going to apply really well to the lid. I would definitely use this all over the lid. It would be really gorgeous. The next color is the color Buttery, and I'm just gonna stick this right here because it really doesn't, I put it there. Can you see it? It really doesn't show up very well on me just because I am fair and it is very light. I probably wouldn't get any use out of that in the palette, but if you have a different skin tone than I do, it might show up. It might be a little bit more pigmented, but on me, I probably wouldn't use it. If I just wanted to do a sheer wash of color maybe, but probably not going to be something that I reach for. The next color is Blue Velvet, and this is another one of those beautiful matte shades, and this one did apply a little bit better, I thought, than Dusty Rose and Aubergine. I actually did two looks and I decided on this one to film in. So this one was pretty, and you can tell that it is really pigmented in just one swipe. The next color is the color Coal, and I'm going to put this right here as well because this is just your, you know, typical dark black matte shade. Nothing really to write home about. It's a great staple to have in any palette, so definitely a good color, but nothing that's going to, you know, stand out for me. The next color was the color Unicorn, and this one is amazing. I did not use it in this look, but can you just look at that swatch right there? It is so, so beautiful. It applies well. There's a really pretty shimmer in it, and I just love the color. Like, this is just something I don't have in my collection already, so I'm definitely going to get use out of it. definitely all over the lid. It would give a really pretty kind of nighttime look, something a little bit different and a fun pop of color. The next color is the color Fresh, and this is yellow. Like, this is very, very yellow, but you know, it really goes well with the color Unicorn. So again, this is gonna be super fun. Even though, what, isn't those the team colors, blue and yellow? Not a team I watch, but blue and yellow, man, you want those? Go for it. This again is a matte shade. Same kind of deal though. It was a little bit powdery and does cling a little bit. The next color is Baby I'm a Star, and I use this in the outer corner, and this is a very pretty kind of deep brown with some shimmer glitter particles in it. And this was very beautiful. Again, it did cling a little bit and I did need to blend it out. So just also, you know, keep that in mind. And then one of my favorites, this is the color Orange You Fancy. And this is a bright, pretty bright orange with noticeable kind of shimmer particles in it. And I really did like that color. I used it all over the lid in another look, and I thought it was really unique, really beautiful. It applied, I used it all over the lid, and it applied really well, really nice coverage, easy to blend. I really liked Orange You Fancy. And then the last color in the palette is the color Beige Lee, and this is the color that I applied all over the lid today. And you can just see how beautiful that is. Look at the iridescence there, and look at it on the lid. It was gorgeous. This is definitely my favorite color in the palette. I just can't get over the beauty of this color. It is so creamy, so pigmented, and I am really in love with this. This is Dusty Rose, Aubergine, Anaconda, Punch Fuchsia, Buttery right here, the one you can't really see, Blue Velvet, Coal, Unicorn, Fresh, Baby I'm a Star, Orange You Fancy, and Beigely. And as for my recommendation on this palette, I did have a hard time using some of the matte shades. Dusty Rose and Aubergine I found fairly difficult to work with. I was able to blend it out, but compared to some of the other matte shades that I've used from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which I've never been disappointed in, I didn't feel like they applied as well as some of her other ones. I do use the Tartelette palette a lot, and I love the matte shades in that palette. I didn't think these applied as well as those shades. The color Baby I'm a Star, which I used in the outer V today, I thought was beautiful. It really did pack a punch, and I didn't need to use a lot of product to get great color payoff, so that was awesome. And then of course, you guys know about my love. Beigely is amazing. I think I will hit the pan on that first, definitely. And I did check to see if any of these colors were re-promotes from her single eyeshadow pans, and the only color I saw was Dusty Rose. So I'm pretty sure all of these shades are new for this palette. I think if you don't already have shades in your collection like Orange You Fancy, like Punch Fuchsia, like Anaconda, and Unicorn, I definitely think this palette would have a place in your collection. For day-to-day, this probably won't be your go-to. If you really want something that is going to carry you through a lot of different kind of day-to-day looks, I probably wouldn't recommend this one. I would definitely invest in some of her single eyeshadow pans where you can pick the colors that you want. All in all, if you already have a lot of these types of colors, this eyeshadow palette would be probably a pass for you. If you are looking for something that is going to give you a lot of day-to-day neutral looks, this is definitely going to be a pass for you as well. But if you really want a few really great pop, not even pop color, but just dramatic colored eyeshadows that are really gonna bring spark to a look, this might be the palette for you. If you're gonna go with Punch Fuchsia, if you're gonna go with Anaconda, if you're gonna go with Unicorn, if you're gonna go with Orange You Fancy, or if you're gonna go with Beigely, because Beigely's my jam right now, this palette would be for you. But if you are looking for one of those other things I just mentioned, that's probably going to be a pass. I definitely think for me, the price, especially with the 15% off Sephora, would be worth it because of the shadows that I get. But if you already have a big collection, then maybe you want to skip this one. I would definitely pick up some of her single eyeshadow pans if you do already have some colors similar, because I love her single eyeshadow pans. So that's a wrap on this review. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like to see more reviews from my channel, and let me know down below in the comments if you've tried this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!